All right, what's up, guys? This is your main man, Eddie F and Diaz, bringing you guys another Smokeout Saturday. Today, we're inside the beautiful G building of the LBCC. I have my friend here. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey guys, I'm Irvin Ramos. Oh, you want me to do it? Yeah. I'm Irvin Ramos. I'm a sound engineer. And you could follow me on Instagram.
So, what is it that you do for this internship, guys? He does a lot of work, so I'm gonna try to get out of him what he does, so you guys can get a little feel for him. Explain more about the internship that you have and what it is that you do on there.
Well, internship, it's great. I work at PadNet, which is a local television station here in Long Beach, and I intern there. I do a bunch of stuff. I could do video editing, audio editing, which I really love, especially going out on shoots. I'm boom operator. That's really fun. Sometimes I've operated camera just to get my hands on it and know the other aspect of video recording. So that's really fun.
So what is it about audio that makes you want to work on that?
For me, it started off with wanting to record music. I was really into music, and I was thinking of making a band. Nothing ever came of it, but for a couple of years, I did want to record my band, and I ended up taking a class for film sound, and that got me really intrigued on how all different components. And there's different departments for sound, which would be sound effects or dialogue editing, what they call Foley. They play the video over, and if they need footsteps or cloth movement, they'll do that. And it's really fun.
So you have to really make that sound legit and just really what it is.
Yeah, and for something like
wow.
Documentaries, when they're out there in the wild, how it sounds very crisp, and it's you're there. It might not necessarily be the audio that was recorded there. They might get closer or wait, because they usually go with tours or something, and they usually have equipment where they can make it sound it's a lot closer than it is, or they might have a library where they have those sounds and they sweeten up the audio. So that's
and it's
really
just to make that video or whatever you guys are working on just that much better.
Yeah.
Because for my friends out there who don't know much about audio and all this, or if any of you guys are trying to get into content creation like I am, understand that there is a process to learning. And YouTube is amazing, but getting information like that from someone who knows is a lot better, because you can ask a lot of questions. So we're going to go ahead and do a live. We always do live, so you guys make sure you guys follow us on the Instagram at Eddie F and Diaz. We do live. You guys can have an actual conversation with this young fellow right here. But for the people who are trying to get into content creation, why is audio so important?
Because you could get away with bad quality video. It's very forgivable, but with audio, if it's bad, you turn it off right away. Yeah. I'm not sure. Have you noticed that with
it does,
watching?
Yeah, it does bug me a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really interesting to me, and just getting into quality and the difficulties of that, getting nice crisp dialogue. I'm really into that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And so all these things that are going on, do you see jobs in that field? Talk about the industry a little bit.
It's funny that you asked me that. I talked to a boom operator that's doing A-list movies, and it's very competitive. You just have to be out there, have to introduce people. Sometimes you have to do free gigs in order to know people. Luckily, like I said, I know how to do it, and I think just now it's trying to network with as much people as possible.
So you're saying you're comfortable with what you're doing now? You got the hang of it?
Yes.
That's nice. Let's talk about that for a little bit. You want to work to a certain point where it's you have a skill, right? Mm-hmm. So when you get it so fine and so well crafted, is there a certain light at the end of the tunnel once you achieve that, or now that you?
Well, it's not only necessarily building up the skill. If you've built up a skill, it's great. But it's something that he talked to me about is if you can't socialize and if you can't be part of a group, a crew, because you're with them. He says he's had 16-hour work days, and if you can't hang out with someone for 16 hours, why would you want someone that's there, even though they might know all the stuff? That's something that I need to work on as well, because I'm very introverted and I don't like talking to people. Yeah.
I feel you. Sometimes we get there. Now, are there ways that you're trying to overcome that?
Yeah, just trying to get right now. Just trying to get on as much student films as possible, just to network and talk to more people. And luckily, being here at Long Beach, there hasn't been many sound people, so I'm lucky getting all the gigs.
So you have all these opportunities around you.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to get it and trying to take as much I'm trying to get into as much as can, as much as possible. And like I said, I haven't been like going into music, but here they have Jam and Live where they record bands. And even though that might not be what I want, that's still a different aspect of learning audio. And like I said, there's so many like different routes you could take with audio, and all of them like help you out with one way or another.
So all these gigs are just an accolade for your resume.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
Go to college, kids.
Yeah, definitely.
I am a big supporter of that. Even if you don't know what you want to do, at least just go to learn something. It's fun. You can socialize and network. Something that I've kind of realized over the years is when you're in high school and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to network because you see the same people every day.
Yeah.
You get to know them by name. You know everybody in your school. So if you're trying to build something and you're in high school, it's a lot easier. You should go for it. Just make your dreams come true if you know what they are.
And
But
yeah, you already have a great, didn't mean to cut you off, but you have great chemistry with the people that, and if they like the same thing that you do, just create stuff. You know, you're always going to create really crappy material at the beginning, and that's fine. It's part of the process. I would, like I said, one thing that I had is like I always wanted my stuff to be perfect, but you can never have like anything perfect if you've never worked at it, if you've never failed at it. I think that's something that a lot of people need to go out there and like do. Just even if you don't know how to do it, just get your hands on like anything that you can. And repetition, just practice it over and over and over, and that'll help you get to the place that you want to be.
Yeah, it's true, man. Listen to the man. He knows what's up. Like, what's I'm not trying to say be braggadocious, but be a little bit like, you know, this is the best thing that I've done so far. Well, what's the best thing you've worked on?
The best thing? I don't know. There's been a lot of projects that I've enjoyed. Like I said, the Jam and Live, I really enjoy. Like I said, even though I'm not trying to record music as much now, I really enjoy just like mixing the artist. That's really fun. And I think, probably the most fun is being a boom operator, being like on location sound, just going from different location to location. That's really fun. You get to meet a whole lot of people. So it's been getting me out of my comfort zone. And like I said, if I keep going up and up, I just I'm thinking of like locations that I could go to.
This is exciting. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, just to put it out there, we've been friends for a very long time.
Have
and
we?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, we have. Since high school. It's been it's been a while since we graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun reconnecting with you. For a while, we didn't talk, but we reconnected, and that's been
we had
been awesome.
Those waves.
Yeah.
Right. And what's cool is every time I do meet with him, it's just you see this growth. Every time, just like
I
I'm
appreciate
right
it.
here, and then the next time I saw you, you're right here, and then you're just like completely upping the bar. So I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you.
Everybody here at my show, we're happy for him. Let's show some love out there. Hit the comments with some support. We're trying to be a supportive channel. He's over here giving you guys knowledge, giving you guys info to help you guys. So just let's show some love out here.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I really enjoy your channel as well. I mean, you bring on a whole bunch of a plethora of guests. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I try to do our best out here, and just networking. You know, do you have any suggestions for people out there who don't network or who aren't really knowledgeable on how to network?
One thing is definitely going to school, because that's where everyone is like, and you could fail as like they're not as harsh on you if you fail, because everyone is learning, and if someone has a project. That's something that I've been being recommended by film students, because I'm the only audio person. So, I had Irvin, he could do the sound for you. And I bought my own equipment, so I don't have to, sometimes I know people get held up because they only have limited equipment here at school, and they can't. So that's been a very big help, like get your own equipment, get as much as you can. And that's great, just like person to person, talk to people, going out there. I know people might say like, social media. I haven't had much success, but I'm not on it as much. But definitely, like the biggest, it's just going out there and talking to people. That's how you get your network big.
Yeah, it's true. And then the bigger you get your network, I'm sure more things come with that, right? You get jobs, you get to make more connections with higher people.
Exactly. And if you're fresh in the mind of someone, like, oh, I need this person. So I remember I was talking to this person. I'm gonna hire them. Like I said, I feel like that's the way it's been. Like, luckily, I haven't had any competition as far as like audio. But recently this week, someone couldn't run out of equipment, and so they called me up. Like I said, I'm just in a class with them, and they knew that I did audio or sound, so they called me up.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's been really, really fun, and it's just been snowballing with like the amount of projects I've been working on.
Where do you see all this going towards? Do you have vision right now?
Right now, like I said, I still, as much as I know like a bunch of like audio, I'm still always like learning and refining my skill set. But towards the end, I want to work on dialogue for film. And if possibly, I looked into virtual reality, but they're still working on that, and it's been too hard for me to like try to understand everything. You have to know both components of film and audio,
For
which
virtual reality?
yeah, virtual reality.
So when you're saying you looked into virtual reality, what were you looking into? Jobs that?
Well, like even like jobs, it's not very. Like I said, you have to be like really like on point. Like no, that's I mean, like video. I'm very, very uninformed. So I need to work on that. And the software, it's like computer programming. I don't know how to do that. So it's been pretty difficult. Hopefully in like a few years, and like I know they have a bunch of get-togethers in San Diego, because I guess like that's where like a hub is for like virtual reality stuff. I've been trying to like follow like certain groups and like go down there to meet people.
Like
Like I said,
is
like
that through
network.
social media and all that, or is that you
Yes,
personally?
no, through Facebook. I'm trying to look up just like a bunch of groups, or like Instagram, like anything. Just look up like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I've been looking up for virtual reality groups, and there's always people like posting, and usually they'll like help you, even with like boom operating. I've joined a few Facebook groups. I've asked a few like questions about equipment and how to get ready for shoots, and they're very, very like just a great community of people.
Yeah.
So that's another way to network, is to find groups that are very supportive.
Yeah, you guys need support, man. Support helps you go a long way.
Yeah.
You know, have you tried any of those meetup.com things? You know what I'm talking
Christian Mingle?
about? POF, bro.
No, wait, what's POF?
You don't know POF?
No, I don't know what POF.
POF, Plenty of Fish, which I thought was a Christian dating website, but apparently it's where people hook up.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, maybe I'll see.
But there's.
I don't know. Right now, with like doing audio, working on production and post production, I've been pretty busy, so I haven't been able to go out and like socialize and just like have fun. I've been trying to laser focus and get a bunch of stuff done.
Damn, that's how it should. That's tight, man.
Yeah.
That's respect for the focus.
Yeah, definitely.
The meetup.com is there's this site where people go just to say what they want to do. So, like if you want to play dodgeball, you go on there and say, "Hey, I'm trying to play dodgeball," and then all these people come together and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll play," and it's just one of those things that I don't know. I wanted to try it out, but. Sorry, we got a little bit interrupted. There's a guest not a guest, but a person came through. So I'm trying to keep my focus, but hey, let's run it through.
No, it's fine. It's all part of the process anyways, right?
Yeah.
It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah. But we're not going to edit it out because you know what? This show at some point is going to go live in the future. We're going to try to get on TV with this. We definitely are. Now, do you mind telling us a little bit more about yourself? You personally?
Anything you want to know in particular? Anything? I
Anything?
don't find myself a very interesting person, so if there's anything that you feel is interesting, I'll elaborate on.
Let's see. Do you have any hobbies?
Audio recording.
Audio passions? Audio recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
I may have boom operating for passions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
which
what?
is part of boom, which is audio recording. But no, passion. Besides that, I probably like music and like hanging out with friends when I can and have the time.
Yeah.
So, I really like hanging out at diners and just talking. That's probably like a passion. Just like getting to know people. That's also a great way to network. Instead of like, I don't like go to clubs or like parties. I'd rather, because usually, or bars, because it's usually like a bunch of like loud music going and like I lose my voice real quickly. It's just like, it's like not a great environment to converse. So whenever I have the time or meet new people, I invite them to like a diner or something so we could talk back and forth. Yeah.
That's really awesome because, you know, you going and saying, talking to the bar. I don't like doing crazy things. I do crazy things, but I like to get to know people, and it's hard at a bar.
Yeah, it definitely is.
You go in there, and two, you know, sometimes you be looking fly, you trying to, you know, talk to a girl, and you're just like, hey, what's your name? And your breath is just like you're launching off, and it's just you know.
Oh, it's even worse for me because I don't drink at all, and like if I buy some nice lady a drink and they see me drinking water the whole time, they get suspicious.
Oh, that's funny. Right. What's your worst bar story? Do you have any bar stories?
No, like I said, I don't go to a bar.
What's your worst, like just the bad luck a story just like you had the worst luck?
It's like, I don't know. I can't think of one right now, but if I will keep conversing, if I think of it, I'll jump in and cut.
I'll tell you guys a story. I'll just tell you a quick story. So I was at the park with one of my friends from, this was 8th grade, 7th grade, and we used to swing at this park, and we used to just go hard, right? And I used to weigh 180 pounds, and I was like 5'6" when I was in 8th grade. I was fat, right? So we used to just get on there, and we used to launch, just jump up, off, and just try to fly. And I remember one time, I was getting ready, I was going for it, and when I launched, my shirt got stuck on one of the chains, and my shirt just ripped, and I just did like a 360 midair, and I just landed, shirt hanging. It was a bad luck day like that.
Well, actually, I was thinking, when I was in Vegas, when I was still like learning the stuff, I was thinking I was like a hot shot. Oh yeah, I could do a bunch of stuff. And my friend got me a bunch of plugins worth quite a bit of money. I was like, oh, I have this, I have that. And then this lady who was doing independent film came in. She wanted to record vocals for a song. And I've never like had a session that big. Like, I've messed around with the software Pro Tools for a little bit, but I wasn't too familiar with it at that point. And then she started singing, and she wasn't that great of a singer. And then like I said, it didn't come out that great, and then she was like, I don't like the way my voice sounds. It's like, can't you like put any like software on it? I was like, I don't know. It's all performance. Like you have to know how to like sing it and like hit notes and all that. She's like, oh well, like Elton John, like they put on a bunch of stuff. I'm like, no, but like he's been practicing like a whole bunch, like for how many years? So yeah, and I ended up, thankfully, I ended up passing the session off to another friend, and he finished it. But yeah, like that was a really like embarrassing like bad luck, and it really humbled me.
Yeah.
So.
You have those times too when you're young. You just think you're a hot shot. I've had it plenty of times, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, I got it. I'm the titties, and then you realize, nope, nah, you're wrong. But I think that's part of life, right? I think that'll always be there.
Like I said, like all these like processes, like they're very painful and like difficult to go through, but they're very valuable because like so that experience humbled me, and like all these like things like knowing like your limitations could help you not take jobs because like I said, maybe you might not be ready for it, and like knowing that it's pretty cool.
So you were in Vegas for a little bit, from what it sounds like.
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
That's how long you were there for?
Yeah.
And how did you like it? Did you not like it?
It was alright. I was very lucky because it was at the time when a bunch of my friends were turning 21. So they were like going out to Vegas, and I would just tag along. Luckily, like I said, I don't drink, or I'm not a very decadent guy, so I was able to survive out there. And I lived about 20 minutes from the Strip, so it was like any other city. Yeah. The only weird thing is like when you walked into an Albertsons, you saw slot machines, and sometimes they try to gamble my milk money, so I could get 2 gallons.
You throw 1 gallon of milk on red.
Yeah.
That's
but
funny.
Usually I lost the money, so I stopped doing that. I didn't have milk for my.
Did you really see it that way?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Like I got my $4 for milk. Maybe I could get 2 gallons, so I could eat more cereal. Yeah.
But that's gambling. That's
it is.
And I'm not laughing that you thought about it that way, but for me, I would have been, it's like, oh man, for a Snicker bar, I got $2. Maybe I can get 2 Snicker bars. Yeah. And it could be for anything.
Yeah, it could be for anything. Yeah, anything. But thankfully, when I went with my friends, usually like the sober one taking care of everyone, like the fatherly figure, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that was really cool. I went out there and I got a certificate from. That's when I started doing my recording. Yeah. So yeah, like also like that, like like I said, like you're younger, you have a lot more time. So I would do like schooling and like hang out with like whoever was coming up and whatnot. And then I would go to like bars and see people play shows. So that was really fun. Wow. Yeah.
Sounds like you had a really good time over there.
Oh yeah, it was. I'm pretty, like I said, if I was into that lifestyle, I'm pretty sure I would have had a better time. It's just like, dude, every time I went with whoever was coming up that weekend, it's a revolving door of like anyone in Vegas. It's just like the people that are just so crazy, like how different like each weekend is.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, like I said, you're never going to meet the same person once. Like, and like I said, people come from all around the world. So like, someone from Canada, someone from Mexico, someone from like any of the 49 other states could be there.
And these people are here to perform, you're saying?
No, just the experience of being at the strip on the strip.
Oh, you're saying that you being there, you can see all the people.
Yeah, it's like so just like that's like very fun. Like seeing the whole revolving door of people that are there. So that's
You people watch?
What happened?
Are you a people watcher?
Yeah, like fly on the wall. Yeah, I prefer. Like I said, I'm very introverted. Like I said, being a sound person, I'm always like listen. I prefer listening and engaging.
Makes so much more sense.
Yeah, it does. And like I said, I never learn anything when I'm speaking. So I'd rather just let other people talk, so they could tell me their stuff, and I could take all that in.
Yeah, I like that. I get that. You know, that's how I get sometimes. That's why I do interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's very fun. Like I said, I feel very uncomfortable now, like talking as much because I'm usually not the one talking. I'd rather listen to other people talk.
But you seem comfortable. You seem you're very into it. Your speech is on point.
Usually, well, you know. I need to work on, like I said, I'm not that social. I feel like I'm a mush mouth mumbler.
Where'd you hear that? Or?
Well, I know because I changed it from, because I used to say I'm an audio engineer, but I'm an auto engineer. Oh, you're auto? You work on cars? Oh, no, I don't. Today I had an incident where I was like, oh, hey, I met a person. So, hi, my name's Irvin. You're Ruben? No, Irvin. So I need to work on my enunciating. So, yeah, but like I said, and
that's so sorry. It's just like that sounds, just something in your day.
Mm-hmm.
That's to you.
Yeah,
I had to enjoy that moment, man. That's
that's right. Like I said, I need to work on it. Like I said, 'cause just for like many years, like I've never felt comfortable like speaking with people. But like I said, talking to this boom operator, and like I said, that's awesome. Like no, like I said, just like sitting there for 2 hours, like listening to him talk, and like what he would do in the industry, and like how he went from job to job, and how he escalated from working from just like because he also started off in music, and that was like really cool. And now he's working on like high level A-list movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
You definitely gonna get there, right? You see yourself getting there?
I'm praying. Yeah.
I can see it. That's exciting, man. Sorry I had to laugh, but it's just like, I love stories like that. Just like mundane things that I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, like I said, it's all right. It's all a fun part of the process. I have to laugh at it because I know I need to work on it. It's
the way you named it, like I like that. One of my favorite shows that I don't watch a lot, I just really enjoy the concept of it, is Seinfeld.
I've had a few friends tell me to watch Seinfeld because I really like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Have you seen that show?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I prefer that one a lot better. But they told me Seinfeld is really, really good. But I'm like, oh, maybe I don't know. I've seen some stuff and I haven't liked it, but I don't know. I'll give it another try.
Yeah.
Why did that interest you? Why do you like the concept? I assume you've seen some shows, some of the episodes, right? Yeah. Why do you like that concept instead of what's happening?
I like it because it's just so, different. And what they make fun of is something small. For instance, you could talk about eggs and bacon. Sorry, and they'll make jokes off of it, like they just expand on it and they just make it funny. They name things, they name situations, like, oh, you're going through the boyfriend-girlfriend situation or something. Like, I don't know how to explain it. There's just a lot of humor in it. There's a lot of truth, and they just point out stuff that I feel is very clever. Mm-hmm. And so when I sit down, I enjoy watching it, but I never want to go out of my way to watch it. Like, if it's playing at school, I'll sit down and it's funny. It's great. But it's just one of those things that it's just like,
how did you was that the way you got introduced to it, by it playing somewhere and then you just sat down and watched it? I've heard that the first season isn't as good as the rest, so I'm not sure if you started that route or no? Or you just randomly started watching some stuff?
So, my dad, like you were saying right there, did you see it somewhere? Mm-hmm. So my dad used to put it on and he used to watch it. Yeah. And so when I was younger, I would watch it and I didn't like it. I hated it. Mm-hmm. It was just like, this is so stupid. But as I got older, and I really started thinking about what they were saying, I was like, that's funny. Yeah. But you know,
Well, I mean, it could have been an age thing, right? Because like when you're younger, you think just like farting is like extremely funny, but like so like all of like these nuances were like you're pointing out like some like weird thing you never noticed about bacon and eggs, like you're like just like howling, laughing.
you're right. Yeah, I think it might be an age thing because as I get older, you know, you start. I feel when you're very young, you just gaze over things. You don't really see it. But as you get older, you really recognize things. And so when one thing is said, it could have a lot more meaning than if a kid saw it.
Yeah.
And so when I was just getting older, it was just like, oh, fuck, that makes a lot more sense. That just puts a lot more information on the table, and it makes... I do improv. I think you might know that. I do improv, and part of it is just upping the information. And curbing your enthusiasm is also improv.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's so funny is because... They just,
like I said, and the more experience you have, and like the more you know, the more you could. I've done I think once like improv for a class for like a film class, and I didn't like it much. Like I said, because you're I know for improv it's always yes, like no matter the situation, yes, right, and I don't know, man, it's awesome and it's fun, and I don't know, I feel like it could go both ways, but like once like people are funny and like they could do it, it's awesome, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is, and. You know, improv is a whole different beast. If you guys ever want to try it, I really suggest trying it. It's super fun and it just helps with socializing. That shit got me out of just a shell, just a big old shell, and now I'm taking off layers of the onion.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
I'll definitely do that. What got you interested in doing improv?
So, what got me interested was I saw it on Whose Line Is It Anyways? Right? That's improv, but it's a different kind of improv. And when I signed up for this class, I kind of saw a different side. I saw storytelling. I saw how instead of just a game where, oh, let's do one-liners, it's let's make a scene. I'm acting. I'm really acting. I'm doing shit that I never thought I would ever do. And it's so exhilarating. You just forget about everything else. And you can be in a scene like they give us, I'm a cowboy and you're a policeman, and we have to make a scene. All we can focus on is each other and focus on what we're saying. And it just takes everything away and you just have fun. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And the thing is, if you try to be funny, you're going to fuck it all up. So don't try to be funny. You just literally tell the story and the randomness.
Isn't that what improv? I thought it was to be funny, or is it just to help you out with like storytelling? Because I always thought improv was like being funny, like being put in a situation, trying to find funny out of that situation.
So I think what it is when you do improv, the truth is what's funny. So if you try to go for the joke, you can kill the whole concept. You know, but if you're telling a story and you're just trying to be serious, if I say, hey, your shoe's untied, and he goes, oh yeah, look at it, and you know, you do the reality of it, it just becomes funny when you start naming stuff because everything is you thinking up on the spot. So whatever comes out is just like out of the thin air, and you just get funny from that. So when you're being serious and you're concentrating and you're throwing out the first thing from your mind, it's funny on its own. You don't need to be funny. It's funny on its own. So what makes it really great is if you can keep playing. And if you say something and people are dying, right, don't laugh. Yeah. Don't even acknowledge that they're laughing. You just have to continue being that individual or whatever it is that you're doing. And that's crazy. Like it's a trip, but...
Well, you know, I'm really jealous of your audience because you just told him that whole story, and every so often he would like go back and look at me. Like I was like, should I be like talking to your audience?
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to learn too.
But you got that great like improv story. I'm just over here like staring at the side of his profile shot. I'm like, oh yeah. It's like it's how you guys, but yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. I wasn't sure. I was because I felt like I needed a stick to just like looking at you. But if you want, I'll talk to your audience.
Oh yeah, sorry to make. Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm comfortable to look at them because I know I'm talking to people. I know I'm looking at you, and I know that there's somebody watching, right? But some people aren't comfortable sometimes, and I've realized some people, they just, I don't know. That's a black hole. It's just a giant black hole that you're in the abyss, and so people will freak them out.
Yeah. It is weird. Yeah.
It's exciting. But all right, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and just end it right there. We're gonna go ahead and bring a part 2. I want you guys to go ahead and stay focused on the content that we're bringing up. There's a lot more stuff that we're gonna be doing. I want to go ahead and give my friend here one last chance to go ahead and throw out all his plugs.
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram, so you can find me there.
How do you spell your Instagram?
They don't deserve it.
Oh, you know what, guys? Don't ask.
No, IRVLEFOU, and that's Irv Lefu, which translates to Irvin the Fool in French.
Wow.
And that's also my gamer on the gaming consoles. And one time, this French guy actually started speaking to me in French. And I took,
That's funny.
I took a little bit of French, so he was speaking French, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't know, I can't speak French.
Why did you pick that name?
It's from a movie. So it's a movie title. I changed the name to my name. Yeah, and people abridge it to Irv instead of Irvin. And it sounds better, Irv Lefu.
And you get a lot of attention from that? Is that
No,
the only time you got that?
Yeah. The guy and I told him, so I could count to 10 for you, but I don't think that's going to help us in conversation.
That's so funny. I had a gamer tag that was I fuck mums, right? And I spelled it PHUUCK and then mums. So I had it British.
Yeah.
And it used to get all kinds of attention. And I fuck mums, and it was great. But gamer tags are very essential to any person. It gives a part of your character, I believe.
Yeah.
Just like tags. So, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end it at that. Remember, follow at Eddie F. and Diaz. And we're going to do a lot more content coming soon. So stay posted. Anything that they can wait for? You have any content coming out?
Content? No, I'm not a content creator, but if you have any content that you need help with audio, please hit me up. And please keep subscribe. Tell people to subscribe to this channel, comment, and just likes.
Yeah, throw some comments. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. That's what this whole thing is about. Even though it's just a camera and we're recording this, we can still have a conversation. All you gotta do, type it up, push send. All right. One more time. What is something that you can help these people with that work?
Just like what I do for boom operating, or so like your sound, we're doing interviews. We have I'm doing lavaliers today, but I usually have the people that hold that big old stick over, and I could do that and help you out with sound. Because I know usually if it's with the camera, it's a bit further away, and it gets a bit more of the room, and it makes it sound a bit more ambient. I'm sure you've. Well, no, I'll give you the audio, and you tell
whatever
me.
he says, I learn. I have no idea of audio, none of this. I just record the content and just put it up there.
All right, awesome. Yeah.
So he's my teacher, guys. So I'm saying follow this guy. If you have questions, I'm sure he'd love to answer them.
Yeah, I love talking about audio. So if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help you guys. A bunch of people have helped me out and tell me to pay it forward. So I'm happy to do so as well.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end it there, and we are out.